So we know a lot about Michael Jackson, and you were just talking about him.
The world is mourning over Quincy Jones' death. Recently, many musicians that have interacted with Quincy in the past shared their words after his death. Not only this, but his family has also come out and revealed even more shocking details about him that the world is scared to know. But first, you need to know. Quincy Delight Jones Jr. was born on March 14, 1933, in the south side of Chicago, Illinois, during the height of the Great Depression. The second son of Quincy Delight Jones Sr., a skilled carpenter, and Sarah Frances Jones, a bank officer, Quincy's early years were steeped in adversity. The Great Depression had plunged countless families into poverty, and the Jones family was no exception. Living in a racially segregated society, Quincy grew up witnessing the systemic barriers that African Americans faced daily. These challenges were compounded by struggles within his family. Quincy's mother, Sarah, was a bright and ambitious woman, but her life was marked by mental health struggles that culminated in her institutionalization when Quincy was just a child. This traumatic event left a deep scar on the young boy, who often described the incident as one of the defining moments of his early life. Sarah's absence placed the burden of raising Quincy and his younger brother Lloyd solely on their father. Despite the challenges, Quincy Sr. worked tirelessly as a carpenter, instilling in his sons the importance of hard work and resilience. To escape the crippling poverty of Chicago, Quincy Sr. relocated the family to Bremerton, Washington, during World War II. The Pacific Northwest offered opportunities tied to the burgeoning wartime economy, particularly in the shipyards. While the move provided some relief from the hardships of Chicago, life in Bremerton came with its own set of struggles. As a black family in a predominantly white area, the Joneses faced both overt and systemic racism. Quincy often recalled how these experiences shaped his worldview and fueled his determination to rise above the challenges. Quincy found solace in music, which became a refuge from the instability and hardships of his childhood. At the age of 12, a chance encounter would change his life forever. While exploring a local armory, he stumbled upon a piano. Entranced by its presence, Quincy began experimenting with its keys, discovering an innate connection to music. This serendipitous moment ignited a passion that would define the rest of his life. Soon after, Quincy began experimenting with other instruments, quickly developing a preference for the trumpet. Its bold and brassy sound resonated with him, and he dedicated himself to mastering the instrument. His natural talent became apparent to everyone around him, and his ability to pick up melodies and rhythms earned him admiration from his peers and mentors alike. Quincy's dedication to music gave him a sense of purpose and direction, offering an escape from the challenges that had defined his early years. Despite the harsh realities of life in Bremerton, Quincy found a supportive environment in his school band, where his talents flourished. His first formal lessons in music theory and composition opened up a world of possibilities, and he began to dream of a life beyond the constraints of poverty and racial discrimination. He often spoke of these years as transformative, not only because they allowed him to develop his skills, but also because they gave him a sense of belonging and identity. Quincy's passion for music was further fueled by his exposure to the vibrant jazz scene in nearby Seattle. Though still a teenager, he would sneak into local jazz clubs, mesmerized by the performances of legendary musicians. It was during this time that Quincy met Ray Charles, a young pianist and singer who would go on to become a lifelong friend and collaborator. Ray's determination and raw talent inspired Quincy, reinforcing his belief that music could be a path to a better life. The influence of these early experiences cannot be overstated. They provided Quincy with not only technical skills, but also the resilience and ambition that would propel him to overcome barriers and redefine the boundaries of what was possible. By the time he reached his teenage years, Quincy was no longer just a boy from Chicago. He was a budding musician with a vision for the future and an unshakable determination to achieve greatness. These formative years laid the foundation for a career that would eventually make him one of the most influential figures in music and entertainment history. Discovering a love for music. Quincy's teenage years were spent honing his craft. He joined the school band and began composing and arranging music, showcasing a talent that set him apart from his peers. Living near Seattle exposed him to the city's burgeoning jazz scene, and he frequently visited local clubs to watch performances by jazz greats. It was during this time that he met a young Ray Charles, and the two formed a lifelong friendship. Ray, who was blind, inspired Quincy with his determination and talent. Recognizing Quincy's potential, his teachers encouraged him to pursue formal music training. He earned a scholarship to Seattle University, which he attended briefly before transferring to Berklee College of Music in Boston. Though he did not graduate, Quincy's time at Berklee allowed him to refine his skills and meet other aspiring musicians who shared his passion for innovation. Breaking into the jazz scene. Quincy's professional music career began in earnest when he joined Lionel Hampton's band as a trumpeter in 1951. Touring with the band exposed Quincy to the challenges of life as a professional musician, including grueling schedules and the pervasive racism of the Jim Crow era. Despite these obstacles, his talent for arranging music quickly gained attention. By the mid-1950s, Quincy had established himself as a formidable arranger and composer. He worked with jazz legends like Dizzy Gillespie, Count Basie, and Duke Ellington. His ability to blend traditional jazz with contemporary styles brought a fresh sound to the genre, earning him acclaim from critics and peers alike. In 1957, Quincy moved to Paris to study under Nadia Boulanger, a renowned composer and teacher who had mentored some of the greatest musicians of the 20th century. Under her guidance, Quincy deepened his understanding of composition and orchestration, which would become hallmarks of his later work. Paris also offered him a reprieve from the racial tensions of the United States, and he thrived in the city's vibrant cultural scene, ascending in the music industry. The 1960s marked a significant turning point in Quincy Jones's career, as he transitioned from being a gifted musician and arranger to becoming one of the most influential figures in the music and entertainment industry. By this time, Quincy had already established himself as a top-tier arranger, with his work in jazz garnering widespread acclaim. His talent for blending diverse musical styles from swing and bebop to soul and pop made him a sought-after collaborator for some of the most celebrated artists of the era. One of his most notable partnerships during this period was with Frank Sinatra, a cultural icon whose timeless voice defined an era of American music. Quincy's collaboration with Sinatra on the album It Might As Well Be Swing, 1964, featuring the Count Basie Orchestra, was a testament to his ability to seamlessly integrate swing and jazz into a cohesive and electrifying sound. The album included classics like Fly Me to the Moon, a track that would become synonymous with Sinatra's legacy. Quincy's arrangements on this album not only elevated Sinatra's performances, but also showcased his skill in enhancing an artist's strengths, while adding his own innovative touch. Quincy's reputation as a groundbreaking arranger continued to grow, leading him to work with other luminaries such as Sarah Vaughan and Dinah Washington. His ability to tailor arrangements to suit each artist's unique style and vocal range set him apart from his contemporaries. By blending his deep knowledge of jazz with the emerging trends in popular music, Quincy helped shape a sound that was both timeless and contemporary. In 1961, Quincy achieved a historic milestone by becoming the vice president of Mercury Records, making him the first African American to hold such a position at a major record label. This was a groundbreaking achievement during a time when racial barriers in the music industry were still firmly entrenched. In this role, Quincy not only managed and produced music, but also mentored emerging talents, ensuring that the next generation of artists would benefit from his experience and vision. His leadership at Mercury Records demonstrated his ability to excel in both creative and executive capacities, paving the way for greater diversity and inclusion within the industry. Quincy's foray into film scoring during the 1960s further expanded his creative horizons and solidified his reputation as a versatile artist. In 1964, he made history by scoring The Pawnbroker, becoming the first African-American composer to be nominated for an Academy Award. The film's haunting and evocative score highlighted Quincy's ability to convey complex emotions through music, capturing the essence of the story while introducing innovative compositional techniques. His work on The Pawnbroker was a turning point not only in his career, but also in Hollywood, where Black composers were rarely given opportunities in major productions. Following this success, Quincy continued to make his mark in Hollywood with scores for films such as In the Heat of the Night, 1967, and The Italian Job, 1969. His music for In the Heat of the Night, a groundbreaking film addressing racial tensions in America, was both poignant and powerful, amplifying the film's themes and contributing to its critical acclaim. Quincy's ability to blend genres, incorporating elements of jazz, blues, and orchestral music, set him apart as a composer who could transcend traditional boundaries. Throughout the 1960s, Quincy's work demonstrated an unparalleled ability to adapt and innovate. Whether arranging for legendary singers, managing a major record label, or scoring films that pushed societal boundaries, Quincy proved time and again that his talents were limitless. This decade not only solidified his status as a creative force, but also laid the groundwork for his future endeavors in music, film, and cultural advocacy. His achievements during this period were a testament to his resilience, vision, and determination to excel in a world where systemic challenges often sought to limit his potential. The Michael Jackson era, redefining pop music. Perhaps the most iconic chapter of Quincy Jones's illustrious career came in the late 1970s and 1980s, when he collaborated with Michael Jackson, a partnership that would redefine popular music and set unprecedented standards in the industry. Their collaboration began with Off the Wall, 1979, an album that served as Jackson's transition from child prodigy with the Jackson 5 to a bona fide solo superstar. Quincy's vision and Jackson's unmatched talent merged seamlessly, resulting in a groundbreaking body of work that blended disco, funk, and soul into a vibrant and timeless sound. Tracks like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You dominated the airwaves, showcasing Quincy's ability to craft songs that were both radio-friendly and artistically sophisticated. The success of Off the Wall was monumental, with the album selling over 20 million copies worldwide and earning critical acclaim. Quincy's role as producer extended far beyond technical oversight. He acted as a mentor and collaborator, helping Jackson hone his vocal style and refine his artistic vision. This album not only marked a significant turning point in Jackson's career, but also established Quincy as a producer capable of elevating pop music to new heights. Building on the momentum of Off the Wall, Quincy and Jackson began work on their next project, Thriller, 1982, a cultural phenomenon that would go on to become the best-selling album of all time, with sales exceeding 70 million copies globally. Thriller was a tour de force of creativity, precision, and innovation, showcasing Quincy's meticulous production style on every track. From the infectious groove of Billie Jean to the electrifying rock edge of Beat It, Quincy masterfully blended genres to create a cohesive yet diverse album. His ability to bring in top-tier talent, such as guitarist Eddie Van Halen for Beat It, added unique dimensions to the project. The album's title track, Thriller, became a global sensation, thanks in part to its groundbreaking music video. Quincy understood the power of visual storytelling in an emerging era of MTV dominance, and he worked closely with Jackson and director John Landis to create the iconic short film that accompanied the song. The Thriller video revolutionized the music industry, transforming music videos from promotional tools into art forms in their own right. Thriller not only cemented Michael Jackson's status as the king of pop, but also elevated Quincy Jones to a level of global fame rarely achieved by producers. His innovative production techniques, such as layering multiple vocal harmonies and incorporating cutting-edge synthesizers, pushed the boundaries of what pop music could achieve. The album earned a record-breaking 8 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, further solidifying its legacy. The duo's third collaboration, Bad, 1987, continued their streak of groundbreaking success. This album was a more aggressive and introspective project, reflecting Jackson's evolving artistry and personal growth. Quincy's production on hits like Smooth Criminal and The Way You Make Me Feel showcased his ability to adapt to changing musical trends while maintaining the high standards set by their previous works. The anthemic Man in the Mirror, a socially conscious ballad, demonstrated Quincy's talent for creating music that resonated on a deeply emotional level. Bad sold over 35 million copies worldwide and produced 5 consecutive Billboard Hot 100 #1 singles, a record at the time. Quincy's role in shaping the album's sound and thematic depth was critical, further cementing his reputation as one of the greatest producers in history. Beyond the commercial success of their collaborations, Quincy and Jackson's partnership redefined the relationship between artist and producer. Quincy was more than a behind-the-scenes figure. He was a creative force who brought out the best in Jackson, challenging him to take risks and expand his artistic boundaries. Their work together not only changed the landscape of popular music, but also set a benchmark for excellence that continues to inspire artists and producers to this day. This era of collaboration not only elevated Quincy Jones's career, but also left an indelible mark on music and culture. His ability to blend genres, innovate production techniques, and craft timeless music ensured that his partnership with Michael Jackson would remain one of the most celebrated in the history of entertainment. These albums, Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, are more than milestones. They are cultural landmarks that continue to resonate with audiences around the world. Personal struggles and resilience. Quincy's professional achievements were accompanied by a deeply personal journey filled with joys, heartbreaks, and profound challenges. Over the course of his life, he married 3 times, each relationship shaping and influencing him in different ways. His first marriage, to Jerry Caldwell, began in the 1950s, when Quincy was still finding his footing in the music industry. Jerry was a supportive partner during his early years, and together they had a daughter, Jolie Jones Levine. However, as Quincy's career demands grew and the pressures of a life in the spotlight intensified, their marriage ultimately ended. Quincy's second marriage, to Swedish actress and model Ulla Andersson in 1967, was marked by both love and cultural exploration. Ulla brought a European sensibility into Quincy's life, and their union produced 2 children, Martina and Quincy Jones III, also known as QD III, who would go on to carve out a successful career as a music producer and entrepreneur. Despite the beauty and passion of their relationship, the demands of Quincy's burgeoning international career placed strain on their family life, leading to their divorce in 1974. Quincy's third marriage, to actress Peggy Lipton in 1974, represented a union of 2 individuals at the height of their respective careers. Peggy, known for her starring role in the hit television series The Mod Squad, brought a sense of Hollywood glamour into Quincy's world. The couple had 2 daughters, Rashida and Kidada Jones, both of whom would grow up to be prominent figures in their own right. Rashida as an acclaimed actress, writer, and producer, and Kidada as a successful fashion designer and stylist. Despite their deep bond and shared love for their children, Quincy and Peggy divorced in 1990, citing irreconcilable differences. Throughout these relationships, Quincy fathered 7 children who became his greatest source of pride and strength. Despite the challenges of balancing a demanding career with family life, Quincy maintained close relationships with his children, encouraging them to pursue their passions and forge their own paths. He frequently spoke of the importance of family, and his role as a father remained a cornerstone of his identity. In 1974, Quincy faced one of the most harrowing challenges of his life when he suffered a near-fatal brain aneurysm. At the time, he was at the height of his career, producing music and scoring films with relentless energy. The aneurysm required 2 emergency surgeries and a lengthy recovery period, during which Quincy was forced to confront his own mortality. This life-threatening experience became a turning point, prompting him to reevaluate his priorities and adopt a more introspective approach to life. During his recovery, Quincy gained a newfound appreciation for the fragility of life and the importance of making meaningful contributions beyond personal success. He emerged from this ordeal with a deeper sense of purpose, channeling his energy into philanthropic efforts and social advocacy. Quincy's health scare also underscored the need for balance in his life, leading him to dedicate more time to his family and focus on projects that aligned with his values. The experience of surviving such a grave medical crisis also reinforced Quincy's resilience and determination. He spoke candidly about how the ordeal shaped his outlook, teaching him to cherish every moment and approach challenges with gratitude and grace. It was a humbling experience that reminded him of the limits of human endurance and the strength required to overcome adversity. Quincy's journey through personal relationships and life-threatening health challenges is a testament to his ability to adapt, grow, and persevere. His marriages and children were central to his identity, providing both inspiration and grounding amidst the demands of his legendary career. His survival and recovery from the aneurysm marked a new chapter in his life, one defined by a deeper commitment to family, philanthropy, and the pursuit of lasting impact. These experiences enriched Quincy's humanity, adding depth and perspective to the legacy of a man whose contributions to the world extend far beyond music. Philanthropy and social activism. Quincy's influence extended far beyond the world of music. In 1985, he co-produced "We Are the World," a charity single that brought together some of the biggest names in music to raise funds for famine relief in Africa. The project, which included artists like Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, and Lionel Richie, was a massive success, raising millions for humanitarian efforts. Quincy also founded the Quincy Jones Listen Up Foundation, which promotes music education and supports initiatives aimed at helping underserved communities. His commitment to social justice and education earned him numerous accolades, including the Jean Hirschholt Humanitarian Award. Later years and legacy. In his later years, Quincy Jones turned his attention to mentoring young artists and reflecting on the extraordinary journey that spanned over 6 decades. Known for his unwavering passion for nurturing talent, Quincy became a guiding force for a new generation of musicians, producers, and creators. His wisdom and experience, gained from working with legends like Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, and countless others, became an invaluable resource for aspiring artists. He often spoke about the importance of storytelling in music, encouraging young creatives to infuse their work with authenticity and emotional depth. In 2018, the release of his Netflix documentary, Quincy, co-directed by his daughter Rashida Jones and filmmaker Alan Hicks, provided an intimate and deeply personal glimpse into his life. The documentary wove together archival footage, interviews, and candid moments, showcasing both the triumphs and struggles that defined his career. From his humble beginnings on the streets of Chicago to becoming one of the most influential figures in music and entertainment, Quincy was a celebration of resilience, creativity, and humanity. It highlighted not only his professional achievements, but also his personal battles, including his health challenges, and the balancing act of maintaining a family while pursuing an intense and demanding career. Quincy's accolades throughout his lifetime were nothing short of remarkable. With 28 Grammy Awards to his name, including the coveted Grammy Legend Award, he remains one of the most awarded individuals in music history. His recognition extended far beyond the Grammys, In 1995, he received the Kennedy Center Honor for his unparalleled contributions to American culture. Quincy was also a recipient of numerous other prestigious awards, including the Jean Hirschholt Humanitarian Award from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which recognized his philanthropic work and dedication to using his platform to make a difference. Beyond the awards, Quincy's contributions to music, film, and philanthropy have left an indelible mark on history. As a producer, arranger, and composer, he shaped the soundtracks of generations. His ability to seamlessly blend genres, from jazz and R&B to pop and classical, broke barriers and brought diverse musical traditions to the forefront. His work on Michael Jackson's Thriller remains a testament to his genius, as the album not only became the best-selling album of all time, but also revolutionized the music industry. In addition to his artistic pursuits, Quincy was deeply committed to philanthropy and social activism. He founded the Quincy Jones Foundation, which focused on initiatives such as global health, education, and the arts. Quincy believed in the transformative power of music and often championed programs that provided underprivileged youth with access to arts education. His efforts extended internationally, advocating for humanitarian causes and working to bring attention to pressing global issues. Quincy's legacy is not only measured by the awards he received or the records he broke, but also by the lives he touched and the doors he opened for others. His mentorship fostered a sense of community within the music industry, inspiring countless individuals to dream bigger and aim higher. His influence continues to resonate, ensuring that his spirit of innovation, collaboration, and compassion will endure for generations to come. The enduring influence of Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones's story is one of extraordinary talent, perseverance, and vision. From his humble beginnings in Chicago to his rise as a global icon, he transcended barriers, broke records, and inspired millions. His life was a journey defined by creativity, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Over the course of more than 6 decades, Quincy carved a path that reshaped music, film, and culture, leaving an indelible mark on the world. Born on March 14, 1933 in Chicago, Quincy faced numerous challenges in his early years, growing up during the Great Depression and navigating the racial inequalities of the time. He found solace and inspiration in music. His journey began with a trumpet in his hands and a dream in his heart. By the time he was a teenager, his talent was undeniable, earning him a scholarship to the prestigious Berklee College of Music. However, his path soon led him to the vibrant jazz scene of the 1950s, where he worked with legends like Lionel Hampton and Dizzy Gillespie, honing his craft and laying the foundation for a legendary career. Quincy's groundbreaking ability to blend genres and his knack for innovation propelled him to the forefront of the music industry. He became a masterful arranger, producer, and composer, working on iconic projects that defined generations. From his collaborations with Frank Sinatra to his unparalleled work on Michael Jackson's Thriller, the best-selling album of all time, Quincy redefined what was possible in music. His artistry broke barriers, bringing jazz, pop, R&B, and classical music together in ways that captivated audiences worldwide. Beyond his musical genius, Quincy was a passionate advocate for social change. He used his platform to address issues such as racial inequality, global health, and arts education. A firm believer in the transformative power of music, he championed programs that brought the arts to underserved communities, ensuring that the next generation had the tools and opportunities to succeed. His philanthropic efforts extended internationally, where he worked on humanitarian causes and sought to unite people through the universal language of music. Quincy's later years were marked by reflection, mentorship, and continued creativity. He dedicated himself to nurturing young talent, sharing the lessons he had learned over a lifetime in the industry. His Netflix documentary, Quincy, co-directed by his daughter Rashida Jones in 2018, offered a candid and heartfelt look at his life, celebrating his triumphs and acknowledging the challenges he faced. It was a testament to his enduring influence and a reminder of the profound impact he had on the world. On November 3, 2024, Quincy passed away at the age of 91, following a battle with pancreatic cancer. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lives on in the countless lives he touched and the art he created. Quincy's story is a powerful reminder of the heights that can be achieved through talent, hard work, and an unrelenting drive to push boundaries. Quincy's life is a testament to the power of creativity, resilience, and humanity. His contributions to music and culture shaped the world, inspiring millions and leaving a legacy that will continue to resonate for generations to come. As we remember his remarkable journey, we celebrate not only the music but also the man behind it, a visionary who dared to dream and whose influence will endure far beyond his time.